Hey you guys, welcome back to Simply Homeschool. So today I am going to be planning with you guys. It has been a while since I've done one of these videos, and the reason for that is because I really haven't been planning ahead. Before Christmas time for, I don't know, a month or two, I was just kind of going day by day. It was just like that in our homeschool, and now I feel refreshed. We're back from our little break. It was only supposed to be about 3 weeks. It's been about 4 or 5, but we've been back in school for 1 week. So this is going on our second week back since Christmas. Our first week went so well. I'm so happy. Very laid back. It's just been really nice. So I wanted to sit down with you guys and share how I plan out my daughter's 5th grade curriculum. And then in the near future, I'll be doing my son's for kindergarten. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. I went ahead and grabbed my rolling cart that I usually have over near the fireplace. I grabbed it and rolled it to the table. First off, I'm going to grab my planner because I'm going to use that. And then I always grab my daily guides. Oh man, I messed that page up. But this is my Abeka grade 5 video manual. So I'm going to need this. And then, so these are just manuals. I'm going to grab my Bible curriculum that I'm using. And then also, we have not been doing our group Bible for, I want to say, maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks, I think we didn't do it like for a week before we went out for Christmas. So it's been quite a while, but I'm going to grab the Hero Tales because that's one of the books we read through. I also read through the Psalms, the ancient Psalms. This is such a good book. And then myself and my daughter read Left Behind on Wednesdays. What else do I need right now? Nothing. Okay, so don't mind the mess down there, okay? So I usually just wheel this over because it's easier for me to grab from it than to like grab everything and pile it up on the table. And then over on this side, don't mind, this is my dog's crate and my puppy's under there laying on his blanket. But I grab my daughter's cart and I pull from here with some of the things. Like this is her workbook where I put all of her workbook for all of her subjects. So I like to look through here to see where I'm at sometimes. Yeah, so sometimes I just I need her geography binder that's here. I need her little journal. So there's things that I like to grab from hers just to make sure that we are on the same page. So I'm going to get started and share with you guys how I do this. So I'm going to go ahead and use my planner. I actually created this planner. If you guys want to take a look at it, I have a flip through video of this homeschool planner. I also have one on my 2021-2022 planner. And those you can find on my website if you do want to purchase them. Everything's linked down below, but you can find those homeschool planner videos. You know what, I'll link them down below for you guys, just in case you want to take a look. But I like keeping everything together just for records, just so that I can go back and see what I've been doing, or if I've missed something, or if I need it for our state. So I like to have everything written down. So I have my pencil. I like using a pencil for the most part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with Natalia's language arts. She uses Abeka, so I have this daily guide here. So if you guys have any daily guides or, you know, like curriculum layouts, if you guys go by those, that's how I do it. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to finish exactly what they have lined up. Like for instance, our geography, they do have a curriculum like plan for you. I totally switch it up, but I use theirs to kind of like guide me in a way. Okay, so I'm gonna flip you guys around so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. All right, you guys, so after grabbing everything out of the cart, I have my homeschool planner here. I'm gonna go to quarter 2. And then I'm going to skip forward to tallies. And it's here. So what I like to do here is, this is going to be week 15. So I'm just going to write 15 down there. And then I always start with Bible because this is our first subject of the day. So we are working through Journey to Sinai. We have not done Bible for quite a while out of this. Let me see where we're at. So we are on lesson 7. So across here, I'm just going to write lesson 7. And then they are actually working through a verse. So I'm gonna grab Tally's. Where is her first thing? So I am going to find the next verse that she's on. And she is on 1 Peter 3:9. So I grabbed her little verse holder here. And this is the verse that she'll be working on. So she'll put this on her desk. And then this is where she does her copy work. I created these. So if you guys are interested in them, you guys can also go to my website. They are a free downloadable PDF. So if you guys are interested in that, I have that free on my website. So we are going to do verse. And this is 1 Peter 3:9. Okay. So lately, because we are so far behind in our Bible curriculum, she's working through this Bible journal as well that goes along with it. And usually what I do is we read a lesson out of this curriculum, and then I go back and I read these verses with the kids out of our Bible. And then we work through our entry that it calls for, that goes along with the curriculum. Now, because we are so far behind, I really want to make sure to get through the curriculum that she has set up for 5th grade. And because we've already worked through Journey to Sinai, quite a few times we've done this series. I think this is the 3rd time we've worked through this. So my daughter and my oldest niece are very familiar with the story of Moses and walking through the desert and, the 10 Commandments and things like that. So like here, this is 10 Commandments. They already know all about this. It's always good to keep going over it though, because the more you go over something, obviously the more they're going to remember. So what I'm going to do is, we are not going to read the verses out of the Bible. We are just going to read the lessons in the curriculum, okay? And so once we get through this book and the next book, because there's 3 series for the life of Moses. But once we get through those, we start the tabernacle. And once we start on the tabernacle, I'm going to go ahead and read through the lesson and then go back to doing the Bible verses again. It takes a really long time to get through them. And so I usually split them up. So one day I do the lesson, the next day I do the Bible, and then we do our journal. But it's just been so crazy this year, and I don't feel horrible about it because the kids know about the 10 Commandments. I wouldn't be doing it this way if they didn't. So that's what I'm going to be doing probably for the next maybe month and a half. I think it'll be about a month and a half. So probably all of 2nd quarter we'll be doing it that way. And then we'll go back to, the way that we have done it ever since we started doing our own Bible. So let me see. So there's only 7 in here, so that's the last one, so that's wrong. But they have this. I need to So with their Bible journals in Abeka, they sent me these sheets, but I see that it's already here. But they tell me what lessons that they need to do this. So basically they've already done this and this. So we need to read lesson 7 and then they do this. Okay, so we're gonna do that on Monday, and then Tuesday they're gonna be doing their Bible journal. And then down here I always write verse, because every day they have to go over their verse for their memory verse. And then, so Wednesday, I don't do school with my sister and the kids, so my daughter and myself have been reading this book, Left Behind. This is the second book, and you guys, this book is so good. So we are on chapter 6. So Left Behind, chapter 6, okay? So then on Thursday, we start book or series 3, which is the third book, and we start on lesson 1. So this is Journey Through the Wilderness. Journey, I'll just write wilderness. And then this is lesson 1. And then Fridays, we do group Bible. So let me move these aside. I'll put these there. Okay, so then Left Behind is done. So then on Fridays, we read through these. So, because it's group, so I'll be working through Dwight L. Moody. Okay, and then let's see how long. I love this. This is from My Father's World, and I just put it into our Bible lessons. But it just kind of touches on some of the missionaries and people of Christ throughout, history. And so this one was on like Amy Carmichael, the Judsons. Where else is there? Martin Luther's in here. So it's been really nice. And then each chapter talks about something specific. Like this is repentance, so it kind of tells you his story about repentance. And then it asks questions to the kids to make sure they're understanding. And then it talks about how he was bold. So like The Night Chicago Burned is the title of that. And then you do the questions. And then it goes into Samuel Morris. But it's really cool because it talks about different people through faith throughout history, and it shows what they did for the kingdom of God. And it's so good. Okay, so we are actually, I'm gonna read this whole thing. That's a lot. Okay, 91. So page 81 to 91. I like to spend time on my group Bible. It takes a lot of time, but Bible is super important to me. So, okay, so this is Wonderful Ancient Psalms Ever New. This is a really good book. So we are going to be working through, are we going over, I don't want to go over all of those. I'm just doing one psalm. So Psalm 7. And what they do, so we'll read through Psalm 7 together in our Bibles. We don't really read it from here. We read it from the actual Bible. And then, because this is NIV, and we read the King James Version. And then it kind of gives them instruction, like read Psalm 7 from your Bible. What part of David's prayer reminds you of your life and something you are going through? Underline one verse and put the date next to remind you prayed for help. Perhaps next time you read Psalm 7, you will be able to add how God answered your prayer. Okay, so we're not writing in our Bibles, but I got each one of the girls one of these. Well, it's not this exact journal. They all got to choose their own. Well, it was a surprise. They didn't really choose it. But they write their Psalms in here. I'll open it past Tally's Psalms. But so they'll write, instead of underlining one verse, I'll have them write out the verse. And then maybe we'll go back to it. That'll be a good idea, and see if they, you know, if that had been answered. So that's what we do with our Psalms. And so that is it for Bible. So next I move into language. And language for me is really easy because it's through Abeka, and it's really straightforward. My daughter does it with the video, so I don't really do very much with that, but I need to see what lesson she's on. I think she's on like 70 or something like that. No, she did 70. She's on 71. So then I go to 71 and I look for language. And her language is here. She doesn't have any tests or anything going on, so it just says what pages she's gonna be working on. So I like to write that in here. And then that's pretty much it. I just moved down to the next slot there, which is gonna be Tuesday. So I have this one laid out, so it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then this one, she actually has to go back and finish page 125. And then she has 127 through 129, kind of jumps around. So, but with the teacher, she'll give her instruction on what she needs to do. So I just have this kind of for backup for me. So 129, 130. Review for test 6 and 75. Okay, so she doesn't have that until lesson 75 because it shows that there's a test, but it's saying that it's not until lesson 75. So that's easy. This part's super easy. So I'm just gonna finish doing this. The reason I take the time out to put it all into here from here is so I'm not going back and forth on different places where I have to find what her daily plan is, you know what I mean? So it makes it super easier. I mean, it takes a little bit of time for me to sit and write it out, but it's worth it for me. So that's where her test is. It's gonna be on Friday. Okay, so moving on, next we have math. So that I have to look on my phone and go under Nicole the math lady. Okay, so the last math lesson Tally did, I believe, was 63. Yes. So she's gonna be working on lesson 64 on Monday. So I went under Nicole the math lady and signed into Tally's account, or my account. And this is the only way to see where her tests are, because in her actual workbook, it doesn't show when her tests are. So it literally just goes through the lessons, and then she has an investigation that she has to do. See here. So like basically here's investigation number 5, and then it goes lesson 51 all the way to lesson 55, and then she has a test, and then she does 5 lessons and then a test and then investigation. So it's kind of like, I don't know, I don't feel like it's in any real order. So I like to just look at this to be safe, you know, that I'm not missing anything. So she's on Monday, she'll be on lesson 64, Tuesday 65, and then she has test 12. And then she goes into lesson 66 and lesson 67. So that's how I do her math. Easy like that. And then next I just jump into science. Science is a class that we do with my niece, and then my niece and nephew that are in another state, we do FaceTime and we do it together like that. It's pretty cool and fun. So right now we just started this natural disasters. I'm sorry for the glare, but we started this natural disasters book here, and it's just kind of getting us ready to go into our real unit study. You know, it kind of just touches on every natural disaster. So this one for science we do on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. So Monday we're going to be working through tsunamis. And with this, let me find my daughter's notebook so I can show it to you guys. She has a lot of workbooks, not notebooks. So this is the workbook that I put together. So we're on tsunamis. So we will read through this page. I think that's it on this. Yeah, and then it goes into volcanoes. But what I normally do is on right before we do our FaceTime call, we are going to watch videos separately because we're not together. And then we will FaceTime each other. We'll read the book together. The kids will go through this together. And then that's basically it. But I'm going to look up a kids tsunami little video. Oops, I wrote that wrong. Hey, Salem. Kids tsunami. Okay, so I started to watch this one because my son loves that one. He likes watching this guy. What's his name? Peekaboo Kids. So he loves him. So I'm actually going to have them watch this one. They are in 4th and 5th grade, but my son's been doing it with us, and he's in kindergarten, but he really, he's really doing good. Okay, so Peekaboo Kids. So I'm going to subscribe to that. And then I'm going to share this to my account. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to put it in my notes, because in my notes in my phone, I keep a whole lot of stuff. So here's my natural disasters, because we did one on geysers yesterday, 2 days ago. So let me put in tsunamis, but that's kind of how I do that, because I think it's fun when the kids get to watch the video, and I don't find a really long one or a really long one or a really like intense one. I just find something that, you know, gives them a little bit of information, but is kind of, it's like a fast video, because we're going to read on it. And then when we're done with this book, we're actually going to start on specific natural disasters and read like a whole book and do a workbook on it, like for earthquakes and one for volcanoes. This is just kind of touching on all of them. Okay, so I just saved that video to here, and I'm actually going to send this to the moms. So I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to write a text right now to them. So that they know what to have the kids watch before our class. Here is the video for natural disasters for Monday. Oops. Okay, so now they have that. So then Tuesdays, I said volcanoes. So I kind of just go through each subject and figure out what we're going to work on. So Tuesdays, I think that this has two, yeah, so they'll read, or we will read both of these, and we will do volcano in here, which is this page, and we're gonna do a video there too. So I'm just gonna write, and because I already know like how many pages I'm gonna be doing, I'm not gonna write all that in here because I know how I'm gonna do it already. but I am going to have to look for, oh cool, they got it. Okay, so now we are going to look for volcanoes. And there's the same guy. So we're gonna do it with him. Copy link. I like to put it in my phone, like I said, just to kind of have it on my phone so I could just click on the link so I don't have to go to the specific video. Like go into my phone and find it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So I just like having it here. You could do this, you know, before you start the book, like all at once, but I just go week to week, especially now, because I've been finding that I'm not as like scheduled as I was before. I'm not as strict on myself. It kind of feels like freeing, but on the other hand, it kind of makes me feel like not put together. So I don't know, but it's working. We're doing good over here. Okay, so his name is what? This is the same one, Peekaboo Kids. Okay, and then the next one on Thursday we're gonna go through is dry weather. So dry weather. And then we are gonna look up drought on here. Okay, and then I'm going to do this, send it to them Tuesday. And then I'm gonna do Wednesday. And I'm doing them broken up because I don't want to confuse them. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be confusing. Copy. And then paste. And this is Thursday. Okay, so science is done. That took me a little bit, but it's done now. All right, so next, what do I put next? Reading and writing. So reading right now, Tally is reading a book. I haven't been having her do a Becca's. She just chose a book right now, and this is what she's reading. The Whiz Pop Chocolate Shop. So Whiz Pop Chocolate Shop. Okay, so she'll be reading that this week. And she has, where is her, what'd I do with it? Right here. She has reading comp through, man, my area is really messy, I'm sorry. But she is reading comp through Abeka. So let's see how much she has left for this quarter. She only has 2. Ooh. Okay, so then we'll just do reading comp. I just do it however I want to, honestly, you guys. I'm like, I'll just have her do. I see like how many reading comps she has, and we just do them whenever. We have a quarter to do these, you know, there's how many? 13 to 22. So she has 9. So sometimes I would have her doubling up. She would do 2 a week. But now we still have, what is it, the 15th? We still have like 4 weeks until our next quarter. So I'll just have her do 1 this week and 1 next week. I'll break it up for her. And then she could read the rest of the week. And I'm not going to have her read on Friday. She's reading Harry Potter as well on her own. So Friday she could just read Harry Potter on her own at night before bed, and I'm good with that. Spelling, we do use Abeka's spelling still, and she is on, what is it, list 13, I think. So with her spelling, she has this little workbook here. And where's she at? Let's see here. Yeah, she's on 14. So these are her spelling words. She has her vocabulary words, her antonyms, and then these are just like little things that she has to do. So like the first day they're given the spelling words, and they just do it with the video. The teacher goes over the spelling words, what they mean, how to spell them. They do that together. Same thing with the vocabulary words. So Monday she'll be doing that. Tuesday she'll have to write a list with her spelling words and her vocabulary words. And then she'll have to do her say it in a sentence. And then on Wednesday she writes them again. She writes her vocabulary words, and then she does the spell right section. And then on Thursday she has a trial test. If she does well on the trial test, she doesn't have to retake it on Friday. But if she does, you know, badly, then I just have her study the words or the vocabulary words that she gets wrong. And then I have her study those, and she just retakes the test with those specific words. I don't make her retest on all the things that she got right. I feel like that's crazy. I mean, as it is, I feel like it moves so fast. She gets a new list on Monday, and she's already doing the test on Thursday. And there's 25 words, and there's 8 vocabulary words. So I feel like it's a lot. So I'm not super crazy with her. She does pretty well, but I'm not like, I try not to be super crazy with her. So Monday we're just gonna do list 14 video. And then she's going to do list 14 with vocab and sentence. I'll know that that's say it in a sentence. And then she's going to have list 14 with vocab. Oops. And spell it right. So I'll just say spell right. And then this is her list 14 trial. And then this is her test. So that's it for spelling. This is their penmanship. And their writing is really in with their language. Like they do all their book reports. They do, you know, all that type of stuff with language. So they don't really have like a writing curriculum. It's more for penmanship to practice cursive and stuff. So it's basically just copying this quotation. Think of a specific event that made you happy. Write as many words about it, that event. Write as many words about that event as you can in 3 minutes, or using at least 3 of the words from section 1, write a paragraph telling about the event. So I mean, that's kind of like what it does. It gives you like something to copy, kind of something to go off of, like this here. Number 3 columns on notebook paper 1, 2, and 3, and write the words below in the numbered column that has the same number of syllables as the word. So I mean, it's okay. I don't know. I don't feel like Natalia needs to do that. I feel like she's doing really well in her classes. She's getting A's. So I wanted to make it more fun for her, and I wanted her to be creative. So Monday through Thursday, I have her do prompts, and I'll show you guys the prompts. For her writing prompts, these are just a couple, and I never cut them for her. I'm fired. But you're supposed to cut them here and then, you know, cut back the laminating paper and then put a ring on it. But like, who has the best job in the world is one of them. Have you ever volunteered to help someone? Who did you help and what did you do? Imagine you are stuck in the TV. Write about that show that you're in. I just tried to make it like fun for her. Do you want to get married? Why or why not? If you could design a video, what would it be? If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? And then language. If you could learn another language, what would you choose and why? So I just did something like that. So she writes having to do with those prompts. So that's basically it with the writing. So it's more of like a creative writing. So history, let's see where we ended. I think, let's see, 36 is where we ended. Okay, so we're on 37, Lewis and Clark. Okay, so at the end of each lesson, it just breaks down exactly what she needs to do. So when we're finished with this, I read to her, or I ask her the questions that I have in this answer key book, because the questions are in here too, and I didn't buy her a workbook. So I literally ask her the questions, like here, lesson review. I ask her these 5 questions and she gives me the answers verbally, so she doesn't have any like workbooks to do, because we both read through We the People if it has it. It doesn't always have you doing We the People, but for instance it says pages 42 to 44, so we would read this, and then Tally knows to go to the back of this book to keep it open to know what she needs to do in her map study, which is here in her timeline. So I don't even write any of that down because it's all right here. I feel like it's kind of a waste if I did. So I pretty much just use this as a guide. That's really what it is. And that's it. So 37, I do want to say that I will write Lewis and Clark though. I do like writing that just to kind of know where we're at. So then I just go through each page and find what the name is. So lesson 38, and this is, I'll just put Great Plains. And that's it. That's all I do in that. This is just kind of a guide to keep me on track. And then next is geography. Don't mind my handwriting, you guys. Okay, so geography, we do My Father's World. And I do use this to a point, okay? I don't use it like, I don't use it completely. I do go off of it because it helps me keep us on track. But let's see, so I think we're starting a new continent. Yeah, we're going into South America. Now, I kind of changed this up a little bit. Oh, this is all on one page. Okay, that's good. Okay, so they want me to do this. So this is going to be South America Children's Atlas. What is that? Glue or something? Page 20, 21. And then it kind of breaks it down for here. So we're going to do the passport. Tally's going to add Brazil into her passport. And then I don't do the currency because we don't have it. I didn't purchase it. And then Tuesday, here I'm going to do and passport. And then Tuesday, it shows that we're going to play the geography game. Begin South America pages from Exploring World. So South is here. See, we've done all of North. We just finished North America. So that's our North America stuff. Now we're in South. So she's gonna have to label her continent here. That's all I have so far. Okay, let's see. So we're gonna read this, the passport, and game. No, I'm sorry, and map. I'm gonna have her do her map. So she has to fill this map in. And then Tuesday, I'm gonna do the game. And that's probably all we'll do Tuesday. And then Wednesday, it says to do trip around the world crossword. Page 20. Let's go to Brazil, the Brazil section, and see what all is in here. All of this. So this is all Brazil. Okay, so I'm gonna change it up a little bit because I don't really like how they have me do this sometimes. I feel like I would rather have her do like some of the fact pages. So for instance, they only had me reading 20 and 21, I think, here, but they also have page 22 and 23. So I think what I'm going to do is, instead of her doing the crossword puzzle, I'm going to read this to her, so then she knows more about it. Page 22 and 23. And then once, oh gosh, I bent that. And then once she's done reading, or we're done reading that, where's South America? Physical 142. So I'm just trying to figure out how I want to teach Tally this so it all makes sense for her. So 142. See, there's information here that I think is important as well. So are we just working on Brazil through... I'm sorry, you guys. I'm probably super all over the place right now. But I want to see something. I want to see if we're just working through Brazil. Yes. So in South America, we are only working through Brazil. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we will do the Children's Atlas. We'll read page 22 and 23. And then in her little binder, I have everything everywhere, I'm sorry. So she will already have done her map, but in this binder, she has, or she will have, these to do. So what I'll have her do is I'm going to have her go over the language activity sheet. So it just has different words in English and in, you know, different Brazilian expressions. So we will do that. So her language activity sheet. And so that means that this atlas here, the big one, I love this atlas. It has so much information in it. There's still one more page in here. Okay, so then after that, I am going to have Tally on Thursday. We are going to read page 24 and 25 in here. I didn't know that there were 6 pages. Usually there's only 4. So we'll do 24 and 25. So, and then that ends this with Brazil. So that one will be done. And then I think that I'm going to have Tally do the landing in Brazil. You know what? Maybe I'll have her do her crossword puzzle at that time instead, because that's a lot of reading. I'm going to have her do this Brazilian crossword. And Brazilian crossword. And then on Friday, I'm going to skip this. And we will do this. So we will read out of the Children Just Like Me book. Let me make sure that there's someone from Brazil in here. Yes, there is. So page 18. Raphael, this is a boy from Brazil, so it talks all about it. So this is, we'll put Just Like Me, page, what was it, 18 I said? Yeah, 18. And then by that time, I will have this created for her, but I created this little workbook to go with this, kind of, just like to kind of use with all of her information, I guess. But I did it to where, I printed stuff upside down. I did it wrong, but that was my fault. But here's North America information on it. So then I have this little layout here. That's just fun facts about the United States. And, you know, drawing pictures, putting clip art. And then we did Canada. Oh, I have to print this out for her. I'm waiting for other pictures to print out because I don't want to waste paper. And then we have Mexico that we did before Canada. So here's that. So then I'm going to do the same sort of layout for Brazil. So I'll have her do her worksheet for Brazil that I do. So that will wrap up this coming up week for geography. And then the last one is farm. So let me just put my books away real quick because I hate working when the table is in chaos. And that is this. And Tally is on, has she been keeping up with her little sticker? Sometimes she doesn't move it. Okay. So, oh, okay, she did the artichoke. I think that's right here somewhere. She did that. Spinach. She did this. I think is she on 73 or did she do 70? No, she did that. Okay, so she's going to be doing 74. Now, I don't think I'm going to have her do this notebook anymore. I feel like some of the things in here she probably doesn't need to spend so much time on. So I think we're just gonna read through this together for 10 minutes a day, talk about it, because she loves to cook and I want her to know these types of things, because if that's something she wants to do later on in life, maybe she'll know like where stuff came from, how hard it is to get from farm to table, right? So I think we're just gonna read as many pages as we can for 10 minutes and just not do the workbook for a while and see how it goes. She hasn't really been enjoying this very much, and I don't know, it's not something that she has to do. It's just something I want her to kind of have knowledge in. So that's what I'm gonna do. I don't think we're gonna do this anymore. It is really cute. Your kids may absolutely love it. We did it for the marine animals and I thought that one was kind of cool. I like all of them, but I don't know. So we're just gonna read for 10 minutes and we will probably take Wednesday and Friday off. And so there we go. And that's it, you guys. That is literally our week. So once we get through Bible on Monday, I just check it off and so on. So Monday on Bible, Monday on language. So anything I don't check off, I know to carry over into the next week if I have to. So the next plan with me I'm going to do is going to be for my son. And his will be here. So he has kind of a different type of layout, but all right, you guys, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out. I hope it was kind of helpful to see how someone else plans. I know there are so many different ways to plan things out, but I feel like this is probably the best way for myself. Like I said, I like having that plan ahead of me, and then I just check off what we do, what we don't. I just carry on to the next week and so on. So, all right, thanks for hanging out. If you guys haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the like. Leave me a comment. I love to hear from you guys. All right, you guys, happy planning. I will see you guys back here very soon. Be safe and be blessed. Bye, guys.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach every